Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about a player who we haven't really seen recently in the competitive scene. We're going to be talking about Broxah because over the past year, while yes, we have not seen him in either the LTS or the LEC, he has still been making his face seen, making himself known in the scene in a lot of different ways. He's been making a ton of content, streaming and YouTube videos all over the place. I believe he signed back with Team Liquid during this season, 2022. It was either this year or last year. He signed back with Team Liquid as like a content creator. He's been on the LEC broadcast a ton as well. He's also been giving some interviews and putting out some things, talking about his future. And he's even put out some stuff recently. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. What exactly Broxah's future looks like, because some signs are pointing in a certain direction. So first, there was this interview with Broxah. This was a while ago. I don't know if I can find the date on this. This was from June of 2022, so not that long ago, but I don't know, almost 3 months ago at this point. And in this, Broxah talks about how, at least for now, I don't want to force it. Maybe going into next year, I would be open-minded and play in a National League or play for an LCS or LEC team. So he talks about wanting to come back next year and even being willing to play for like an ERL team or an LCS or an LEC team. He also says here, it doesn't necessarily have to be a team that's going to go to Worlds. It's about the project, the process, and having an organization come to me with all the values and goals that actually fit my own. He had also said previously up here in the article, he says right here, he says, yeah, so this year I've decided to take a break from pro play. I'm not retired, just to make that clear. The last 2 years being in NA with COVID, yada, 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 all this stuff. He says somewhere in here that he actually had opportunities to play in both the LEC and LCS. He says, yes, here. So I've had opportunities to play in the LEC for both spring and summer in 2022. So that's kind of interesting. It's not that Broxah didn't play in 2022 because he didn't have offers. Like, yes, he says he's taking a break. Yes, he says he's not retiring. But usually a guy taking a break who's not retiring, like, are they actually choosing to take a break, or did they not have any offers, so they're taking a break? Like, did Niski take a break during spring? Did Jensen take a break during spring? I don't know. Broxah's at least claiming that he had LEC offers in both spring and then summer as well, which would lead us to believe that, hey, if he wants to come back in 2023, he might have some offers again, especially a guy that's as highly regarded as him. He is a world finalist, but he's also just super, super positive, and it seems like he's built up a lot of great relationships and has good relationships with a lot of different teams, players, and orgs. Like, I don't think there's a lot of people who just say they don't like Broxah or they hate Broxah or they wouldn't like to have Broxah as a part of their organization or whatever. Now, some people might say he's overrated. Some people might say he's not very good. Some people might say he's not very good anymore, especially after, taking a year off. Some people might say, hey, he took a year off and he wasn't very good the year before when he played in NA. That stuff is all fair. But again, he did have some offers, so he may be able to get some offers once again. We also saw this where he was, at the LEC final on the analyst desk. He said, "Hey, this weekend is rather nostalgic. Quite expected when spending a lot of time around this guy after 3 years." Wasn't expecting our reunion to be on the analyst desk. Who knows what happens when our paths cross again? And is this, I don't think it's like saying that they're going to be playing together in the future, but it is saying that, hey, these are two guys, especially if Reckless ends up getting kicked from K-Corp, who are going to be on the market, who are going to be looking for a team. Could they end up on a team together next year in 2023? Would that be spicy? Would that be interesting? Would that be good? Would there be a team that maybe wants both of them? Could you have a good team that had both of them? Is Broxah going to be good after taking a year off? Competitive, is Reckless going to be good after taking a year out of, like major league play? I don't know, but I thought that was an interesting little tidbit that Broxah dropped for us there. And then recently on stream, he had also said this clip, comes from LEC related. I think this is like a new channel that's just started posting recently. They tweeted this clip at me where Broxah said, confirmed, Broxah looking to return to the LEC or the LCS for 2023. So let's see what he has to say here.
I really, and I mean really, want to play professionally again next year. And I don't even think it matters too much if it's in the LEC or in the LCS. Well, I really want to play. I do. Now, if things don't turn out the way that I wanted to, if, there's no team, no project that I feel like I align with, that I'm interested in, then I'll have to see. Then I'll have to see what's next. But I'm a competitor. I'm a competitive person.
So, I mean, he says, I really, really, really want to play in the LEC or LCS next year, which leads me to believe that, hey, if he gets one of those offers, like he claims he got in both the spring and summer for the LEC, that Broxah will be returning. And overall, I think this is a good thing. I don't know exactly what level Broxah is going to have if he returns to the LEC or the LCS, but I know that he is a positive player. A good role model for fans, but also other pro players. I know he can be a great leader for teams, but also for young players coming up. If you're a developing roster, even if you're a more established roster, I know he's a guy who knows how to win. He's a fierce competitor, and he's just popular. So he's good for the scene as well. It's good to have popular players. It's good to have players that people want to watch. So overall, I think it would be absolutely awesome if Broxah did return, whether in the LEC or in the LCS. Obviously, it seems like it's going to be way easier for him to return in the LEC. But let's take a look at some of the teams. Over in the LCS, there are maybe a couple of teams. Obviously, he's signed to Team Liquid right now. Do I think there's any chance that... So I do think there is a chance that Team Liquid will end up without having Santorin or kicking Santorin or whatever. Do I think they're going to do that to bring Broxah back? No, probably not. CLG, we've already seen Broxah there. I don't think that's going to be a return. FlyQuest, if they decide to, go away from Jose Diodo and are looking for a jungler, maybe, because FlyQuest actually could be like a good, positive brand and team that Broxah might actually find himself aligning with and could end up on. Cloud9's not going to be an option. I don't really see GGS Immortals or Dignitas as being potential options. Maybe if Dignitas ends up selling to another team like Beast or Sentinels or Optic or whoever, maybe they could look to bring in Broxah. But I actually think TSM could be an interesting team as well. Obviously, if Spica is going to be gone, TSM could potentially be looking for a jungler. Now, TSM might want to go a little bit younger. They might want to go Resident. And hey, does Broxah's bright, bubbly, positive personality necessarily fit in with TSM right now? And Reggie and all the stuff they have going on? Maybe not. So I don't really think that makes too much sense. Overall, I think FlyQuest Broxah could be cool, but I don't really think there's a ton of teams that make a lot of sense in the LCS right now. Over in the LEC, I think there are definitely some teams that make more sense depending on, how much money Brox is looking for, what kind of roster he's looking for, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, he said he doesn't need to be going to Worlds, but I'm sure he would prefer it. So, G2, not happening. Mad Lions, not happening. Rogue, they have Maul wrong, and if not, they might be looking at Spica or some other people like this. I don't know. Rogue, probably not happening. Misfits is becoming Heretics, and this could actually happen. Misfits, they had both Zlatan and Zanzara, and yeah, I'm sure Broxah could potentially be an upgrade over either of those guys, but either way, Heretics is coming in. They're not going to have Zanzara or Zlatan. They're going to have just nobody, or they're going to have their ERL jungler or whatever. I don't even know who it is or if he's good or whatever, but Heretics, if you're looking to build a fan base, Broxah could definitely be a guy who could help get your team off the ground, help get you in some fan stuff like that. Excel, Marcoon's going to be a free agent. I'm assuming they're going to try and bring him back. Fnatic, they have Razork. I don't think Broxah is going to be coming back to Fnatic. I think that'd be a little bit crazy, a little bit far-fetched. Vitality's going to have Bo. Astralis, if they become K-Corp, could K-Corp Broxah be a thing? I actually think that's one of the teams that might make the most sense. Now, yes, I'm sure K-Corp wants to go out and try and land a big jungler, but again, who's that going to be? What big jungler free agents are there going to be? I don't know. If you're Astralis, or if you're K-Corp, do you want to use Xerxes? You're not going to go with 113, so you might actually be looking for a jungler, and K-Corp Broxah might actually make a whole lot of sense. Honestly, to me, that sounds like one of the more interesting options. SK, BDS, could Broxah help them out? Yeah, for sure. I actually think BDS Broxah could be a really, really good possibility as well. But then I don't know. Like in this interview, Broxah said he would be willing to play in the regional leagues. But in this video, he just said LCS and LEC. So I don't know. But either way, it does seem like Broxah is going to be doing his very, very best to be coming back to pro play in 2023. It seems like his little break, time off, whatever is over. But you can't just say you're back. You can say you want to come back. Somebody has to take you. So at least from his end of the deal, it seems like he wants to come back. Now, will another team oblige and actually allow him to come back? Will they be able to figure out some kind of deal? Will it be, something? Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that still has to align. but it seems like it is at least a possibility that Broxah could be returning to competitive play in 2023. Again, I have no idea how good or bad he's going to be, but overall, I think it's a cool thing. I think this is a good story, so I wanted to get it out to you guys. But that is pretty much it for this video today. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know where you think Broxah is going to end up in 2023, or if you'd want your favorite team to sign him. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.